Hello again, everybody. Thank you for everyone who watched my last video. Sorry it was a little muddled and kind of hard to hear. Hopefully you can hear me a little bit better today. Today we're going to do the book again, and then I wanted to talk a little bit about my experience that I just had. My husband and I went grocery shopping, and I have a really hard time with crowds, especially lately. Like I really don't, like I said before, I don't leave the house. Um, but we went grocery shopping to a store that I'm pretty familiar with. It's pretty similar, but I wasn't expecting there to be so many people at noon on a Friday afternoon. A lot of them were senior citizens, which I guess makes sense that they would be there. You know, it's a good time to go shopping. But I got really overwhelmed a lot. Thankfully, I had my safe person with me, which is my husband, and he is very good at recognizing when I'm overwhelmed. I tend to get overwhelmed when there's a lot of people coming into the aisle, like around me, or like they stop around me, and I feel like I'm being like caved in. I am claustrophobic too, so that doesn't help. Um, so like for example, we're trying to get like pasta sauce and like everybody like was like wanted to be right there at that moment. And I was just like against the wall, withdrawn. I had my thing and like I'm playing with the pen and my grocery list, and I'm just standing there like telling my husband, get some pasta sauce. And he can't hear me because I tend to get really quiet when that happens. So I had to repeat it like 3 times. And by then I'm really frustrated because I just want to get the heck out of the aisle or have these people move. But he finally came over and was like, okay, well, what kind of pasta sauce do we want? And at that point, when I'm really overwhelmed, I'm just like, I don't care. I don't care what kind of pasta sauce you get. I just know that we need to get tomato because that's the only kind our son likes. And we need to get some type of cream-based sauce because that's the only sauce that my husband can tolerate. So I'm like, I don't care. Just grab one and let's go. I gotta get it out of this aisle. And that happened a couple times during this trip. It was pretty bad um, for today. But anyway, that's another reason why I'm pretty sure I'm autistic. Like I'm self-diagnosed at this point. Again, I am seeking an evaluation, but it's been difficult. But there's an example of what it's like. But yeah, let's get into our book. I really love this book. So our book today is, if you didn't see it, um, it's this book, The Non-Player Characters, by Jeff Ashworth. So I'm going to use my blue and white dice today. So let's roll. We'll use our D4 to roll what kind of person we're going to get. So let's see. We got a 2. So 2, we're going to be looking in the small town tenant section. And let's see if we're going to do common folk, nobles and leaders, law keepers and lawbreakers, oddballs and outsiders, or random NPCs. So for that one, I have my D6. And if I get a 6, I'll just re-roll it. I did not. I got a 1. So we're going to do common folk. I think there are a lot of common folk in this book. So let me get to the page here. Okay. Common folk. Yeah, there are it's like 25 common folk. So I'm just going to do a D20 for now. We can do the other 5 some other time, but so I'm going to take my D20 that looks like this and roll it. And I got a 19. So let's find out who number 19 is. You hear a crying. That is my husky. He's upset that my husband and son are getting haircuts today. Okay, so number 19 is Bailey Fanteaser. Bailey Fanteaser is the name. The quote for this person is, "We'll never find it." He is a man in a vest and bandana and sturdy navy pants with his eyes scanning the ground. If you roll perceptive or have perceptive as you're proficient in it, you notice that he's searching for something. One could build a hoard for a newborn drake with the items Bailey Fanteaser has misplaced over the course of his life. Today he's hunting the sack of gems he was meant to use to pay off the debt with the Hush brothers. It was a lot of gems. They couldn't have gone far. So he's lost his gems that he needs to pay back a debtor. His wants and needs, help finding his stuff. He's not sure where to start. Secret or obstacle. Bailey is a summulbus and sleepwalks into others' homes to find lost stuff. So nomulus. I've never heard that word before, but sleepwalker. And he's carrying, oh, fiddle, nothing. So he's very forgetful. He's looking for things. This would be a pretty funny slash frustrating NPC, I think, to have into your game. Um, you come in there for a certain purpose, and then he's like, and it'd be a good side quest too to help him find whatever it is, so that he can help you. So let's go ahead. I'm going to share my screen. Um, Share. I always forget how to share. Share. Share the screen. Share. There we go. Okay, so we're going to share the screen. Share. I'm going to do so you can still see me. Go share. This one. Share. Okay. So there is our AI generator again. So let's type in, again, I'm sorry for the sounds you hear in the background of my dogs. I have a husky and a Tweenie, which is Chihuahua Dachshund. Um, and the Tweenie is usually pretty grumpy. He's a little bit older too. And the husky is, again, upset that his humans aren't here. And so he's also got a lot of energy. So anyway, let's type this out from the text here. A man in a vest, caps lock is on. There we go. A man, gosh dang it. Man in a vest and bandana and sturdy navy pants with his eyes scanning the ground. So that's pretty generic. We'll see what it brings us, but if we wanted to be more specific, we could. Yeah, so there he is. I don't particularly like this one. It doesn't really look like he would belong in a fantasy setting. Let's see. Let's find another one. Yeah, see. And it doesn't really give specifics. So we could get even more specific. Let's see. Maybe do from a fantasy setting. See what that Let's see what that does when we ask for a fantasy setting. Well, that looks a little better. At least the background looks a little bit more appropriate. He's not wearing the vest. I like this one. If it wasn't so Western, it looks very Western to me, which, I mean, it could be Western, I guess. Also, it adds things like I didn't ask for a belt. I added a belt, but that's fine. Let's see if there's something. Let's see, a man, let's say, do we want him to be like a young man? Let's have him be a young man. Young man in a vest and bandana and sturdy navy pants with his eyes scanning the ground. A fantasy setting. What else can we add? Let's see. He seems very chaotic and unkempt. Let's try that. What doesn't like that? There we go. There we go. Let's see what that does. Maybe my internet wants to generate it. The error code. Okay. Try it again. Wow, internet's being very slow. That might be all we have if my internet's going to be silly. I'm gonna try it one more time, or maybe I just refresh the page. So I'll copy and then refresh. Well, now he's young, but I don't like that one either. He looks like a kid, but I don't think the AI and the internet are getting along right now. That looks a little bit better. He seems a little more frazzled. But anyway, so yeah, so that is Bailey. And hopefully, if you come across him, you can help him find his gems so he can pay back people. So I'm going to stop share. There we go. Well, thank you again if you're still watching this. And if you haven't, feel free to subscribe. I'll do these at least once a week. I should be starting my new job soon, so might be just staying at that once a week and stuff. So anyway, you guys have a good rest of your day and enjoy your weekend. Bye.